3, 2, 1. Wait, yo, guys, I was just speaking to production. For every dollar that is donated in today's stream, I will bet on England to win. What's up, Slip Trading? Hello. What's up, Karan? Whose cat? Whose cat? Whose cat is this editing? Man, dyslexic reading over here. Congratulations, 4K subs. Thanks, bro. We need. My goal is actually. I think we can get to what month are we in? July. I think we can get to 50K by the end of the year. Is that outrageous? I don't think that's outrageous. Anyways, I didn't really announce I was going live, to be honest. I think this will be a small, quiet one today. And I just ordered a travel mic from Amazon, honestly, because I don't want to use my AirPods anymore. I feel like the quality is actually so dog shit. Plus, the England game starts in about an hour. So I figured I'd come on here, kind of talk a little bit. Maybe let some people at the lab know that we're live, but yeah. Are we backtesting? Yes, we are. Well, first, I kind of wanted to look at the chart right now. And see if there's anything here. But it looks like there is just like nothing to do. Super. How are you, Ronnie? I'm just kind of waiting for everybody to kind of load in, give them a second to join in. And then if you are watching on X, because I do know we have a couple of viewers on X. If you are watching on X, head over to youtube.com/@thelab.live because I will not be able to see your comments. Just letting you know. I think we have like 100. We have like 100 viewers on X. So if you guys are watching on X, again, head over to youtube.com/@thelab.live and comment on here because I can't see your comments on X. Just letting you know, or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Anyways, crazy morning. Apart from the fact that ES and NQ had a huge decorrelation this morning at the open. Deep for the week, -2R for the week. This market condition sucks. I kind of agree with you. Market conditions have not been optimal. I took like a loss and a win this morning, but my win was actually pretty small compared to my loss. Because I was only able to partial out one contract. But yeah. It is what it is. It sucks. You'll live with it, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, it's been rough, man. But I've actually just sized down. I'm looking to save a couple bucks where I can because I know that ultimately it's just not the environment that I thrive in. So it is what it is, right? But this morning we had a perfect setup pretty much, which is actually the setup that we've been backtesting or that we backtested during the last session, which was you've got the overnight session range, which is 5 a.m. UTC -4 to 9 a.m. So mark out 5 to 9. Mark out the high, mark out the low. Look for a sweep of the range, which we saw this morning at 9 o'clock. Or roughly right after. Yeah, at 9:05 actually. So 9:05. Swept out the previous candle's high range. What I should have done actually on here was look for the C3 or a C4 continuation, which would have been perfect, right? So obviously, as soon as this candle's range is swept, we now have a potential formation of an order block, which in this case, it would have been, I don't think it would have gotten tagged. Oh yeah, it would have. it would have been actually perfect. Would have been poetry. Would have been poetry. That's what that would have looked like. And then I would have looked to target the previous range low, and that would have been perfection. But unfortunately, nothing for me today. Anyway, so I'm gonna head over to trades.live. We're just gonna backtest there for a little bit, and then I'm gonna let all you guys go because the game, yada yada yada. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over. Any questions, you guys feel free to stop me. I feel like I'm gonna move pretty quick because we got to be efficient, and then B, I really want to get to 300 trades on this specific session. And I think we can do that relatively quickly. You heard? Anyways, so right now, the start of the New York session, I've got it set to the settings to where it will automatically just go towards 9 in the morning, which means that it closes our range. So that just allows us to pretty much work through this really quickly. Also, again, I see that there's 130 of you on X. If you guys are watching on X, head over to youtube.com. I can't stress it enough. If you're commenting on X, I can't see what you're saying. Oops. Okay, so same. If you guys need me to work through the rules, let me know. I'll be happy to walk through the criteria or the entry criteria. That way nobody's is confused, or we're actually all on the same page. But first of all, let me get rid of these fucking grid lines because they're actually doing my head in. Symbol, scales and lines. Where the fuck? There we go. Session breaks, watermark, grid lines, none. Whoops. Grid lines, none, apply to all. Boom, there we go. Okay, sweet. Okay, so the entry criteria for this specific model that we're backtesting is going to be just the range high, range low, sweep at the range high, 15-minute C2 at the high, or 15-minute C2 at the low. Obviously, if I'm looking for longs, I'm looking for a bullish swing. If I'm looking for shorts, I'm looking for a bearish swing. Pretty straightforward. And then on top of that, I'm also going to be tracking premium and discount. So if I want to look for shorts, my entry criteria requires that I be in a premium market. And then for the opposing, it's just going to be a discounted market. So it's pretty straightforward. There's only 3 to 4 things that you should be looking for with this model. So yeah. Okay, so here's the sweep of the range low. I now need to at least see a C2 on the 15. If we don't, then I'm just gonna ignore that potential range low and see this as an expansion towards the downside. Camera should be good, right? Oh no. Sorry, boys. 1 sec. I think camera's frozen. Are we back? We're back. Apologies. I apologize. I don't know what just happened. I think it was like one of the cables or something, but we're fine, right? Production? Producer? Yes, producer. Thank you. Computer. Okay, so we had a really nice move here to the downside, no sweep to the low. So it's looking like a no trade day. Actually, this reminds me of today. Actually, this was a complete downtrend day with no remorse to the upside, and it's already 11:37. So I'm no longer interested in a trade. I'll actually put this here for everybody to see because I feel like it'd be easier for everybody. So number 1 is Please define the range high and range low. What time frame? It can pretty much be any time frame below the 15, but you're marking out 5 to 9. That's all you're doing. 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time. Again, I didn't really coin this. It's not my range. I didn't create it or anything. It's just a range that I was taught, and it's a range that I use pretty frequently. So here we have, again, a nice sweep of the previous candle's high. So now we have a 15-minute C2. So now I want to see if we can actually manage to get we did manage to get a retrace there into the range. So I want to see, the thing is we also swept the candles low. So this is the thing about these good shorts right now. The hourly has a huge wake with no retrace. Are you talking about currently? Current price action? I just wouldn't look to touch that overall, man. I'm going to be honest with you. Personally, I just would not. Anyways, back to the trade, or back to the backtest session. Yeah, no trade for me here. We took out both the range high and the range low pretty much simultaneously. Not much for me to do here, so I'm just going to look to skip it today. We'll let it play up until maybe 11 o'clock in the morning, and then see if it provides us with somewhat of an entry. But as far as this looks, it might not be looking too good. Okay, here. You should have a good opportunity here. So range high, 15-minute C2, confirmed. I'm going to look to sell this, OB. Bring it back down. Did it place my stop? Yeah, it did. Okay. The drawing tool is just a little bit fucked up, so I couldn't even really tell if the order was in or not. Looks like it's projecting here to the upside. We'll see. Previous 15-minute low was taken as well. It's 11:30 here. Nice move here. See if it gets below that low. I'm going to actually look to target the range low as opposed to the newly created low. Whoops. Why was that an OB? Because it was the only candle that touched the rejection block. So let me walk you through this actually. Let me just see how this pans out. I actually do want to go to move break even here. Don't want this coming back to me. So looks like we may just stop break even on this one. Let's see. A 15-minute now has a swing to the upside, which is kind of why I wanted to move to break even there. I wanted to protect myself against that just in case. Taking a bait here, so I'm going to actually speed this up a little bit. Let's see. Can we get a continuation here to the downside? 15 looks good. I like it. It's 1 o'clock already in the afternoon on this trade. And let's see if we can get a nice little close here. Okay, and that's that. That's nearly 2.5 R. Beautiful trade here, and let me walk you guys through this one. Do you add to your positions? Yeah, I do. I do sometimes. Not in backtesting though, because it can skew the data. But yeah, I do add to my positions on live accounts. Yeah, I do. I do. And 200 of you on X. What are y'all doing? Head over here. Okay, so let me walk you through this actually. So first and foremost, based off of the checklist that we're going with, right? Let's take a look at the greater range here. We change this to market so the lines can go away. So first of all, range high and range low, right? We're above the range high. That's step number one. We're already above the range high. We're exactly where we want to be, right? Step number two, 15-minute C2 confirmed, right? At this particular point in time, it was 10:30. 10:30 swept, right? The 10:15 high. And it closed below this first candle's range, which confirms it as a C2, because take a look at the bodies, right? So we've got step one and step two already confirmed. Step three is a TLL in premium or discount. And this is pretty much the first high or the first low at a premium or a discount market, right? If we head over and we kind of zoom out a little bit, we can plot the premium, we can plot the discount, and you can clearly see that we were in a premium market within a higher time frame internal, and we swept out some significant highs. We swept out this 945 high, which also happens to be an imbalance from the previous day. And so we've taken a high in a premium market from the previous day, right? We've now confirmed our 15-minute C2. So now the last step is to head down to a lower time frame. And then the question that I always ask myself, sorry to ask a stupid question, but no, don't ever apologize for asking stupid questions. It's okay. I actually use abbreviations because, yeah, it causes curiosity. It's LLT, sorry, logical liquidity target. It's pretty much the first high or the first low at a discounted price point. And so then I head over, I then look from the 3, the 2, the 1, etc. And then I ask myself, what were the candles that were responsible for pretty much piercing into the previous 15-minute high? And this is the most obvious one. So you'd be basing your entry more off of this candle's high or this candle's body. But I did get kind of a late entry there, right? So that actually becomes your order block. The candle that was responsible for sweeping out the previous candle's high is the one that becomes the order block. So in this particular case, it was actually this one, and I had a really pretty late entry on this one. But overall, good trade, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the next day. Same thing, same exact setup. I'm looking for the same exact thing, right? Coming to the session, I'm waiting for a sweep from either the high or the low, then looking to confirm a 15-minute C2, and then we'll go from there. Those are the first two pretty serious, Wednesday. Oh, okay, so I'm assuming the day before was a bank holiday. Okay. Okay, so there's the range high. $15-minute C2. Whoops, I got a little bit ahead of myself here. 15-minute C2, which means that we're looking to enter or limit on the low or the body of the previous candle, of the candle that swept. So this now becomes the order block, right? That's the idea. This becomes the order block. Why? Because it swept the previous candle's high, right? So that's the candle that's responsible. So what I'm going to do is head over to my drawing. I can look to target either the midpoint of the range or the actual low. I'll do 7, actually 5. Limit, sell, No, right there. And then let's see if we get a nice continuation here to the downside. 10:08. So we've now tagged a 15-minute internal. See if it gets stopped out on this one, and that might be the case. Let's see. Still protecting the swing high here, and that's us getting stopped out. So again, did follow the model. That's completely okay. You have winners, you have losers. It is what it is. We're here to track data, and this is exclusively what we're doing, right? We had all the steps. We had a high in premium. We had a 15-minute C2 confirmed. We were above the range, right? And then we also had basically a 3-minute order block that was confirmed. What could have been better was obviously the fact that we nearly had almost a 1.5 R move here, and I did not move to break even. But then again, I'm looking to track and like raw unfiltered data, so I'm not going to really let break evens skew my information too much, right? So moving on to the next one. Looks like no significant retrace here, no C2s. This just might be a session for me to skip, or a day for me to skip. Yeah, still no C2s above the range high. You might get a nice little retrace of the range. Get back down into the 903s and see if it heads higher, maybe. Okay, moving on to the next day. No trade there. Okay, so there's the low. No sweep at the high, just a sweep at the low. No 15-minute C2. Oh, I could be lying. Okay, so now we have a 15-minute C2. Sorry, I always let this run a little bit more than it should. The entry should be here. This is the candle. Actually, no, I'm lying. Yeah, perfect. That is the group of candles that was responsible for sweeping out the previous candle's low. So 15-minute C2 here, 9:45, 9:30. And so I'm going to look to take an entry off of that candle's high. And then I'm going to look to come back into either the midpoint of the range or the high of the range. So hopefully we get a nice continuation here. You calculate the LLT from where to where. So on the higher time frame range, right? So in this particular case, if you zoom out on the 15, you can grab this low, grab that high. You can see that we have a low and a premium market, or a discounted market, which allows me to look for longs, right? But this is looking pretty sour here. Nice. As soon as I said that, thank you. So the LLT is actually the first or a significant low at a discounted price point. And I know this looks a little bit cluttered, but if you can see 0.5, I'm actually going to fix this Fibonacci tool. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. And then make these, there we go. And then you should be able to see a bit better. So actually make this red. Yeah, make this green, make that red, and then make this red. There we go. So you can see that we have a low at a discounted price point right here, which we perfectly tapped into. We're below the range, right? And now we've confirmed a 3-minute order block, which is the candle that swept out the previous candle's low, or the previous 50-minute candle's low. And we are now slowly but surely moving higher here. Oh, understood. So I'm going to go ahead and look to trail my stop pretty aggressively here. That might actually have been a mistake now that I view it in hindsight, because I still think we go for the high, but we closed nearly 1.5 R. Yeah, I moved it. I was like, oh, fuck. I can see how this could be a mistake. I thought it was a 2R. I thought I was securing a 2R, but I actually miscalculated, so it's my fault. Yeah, there she goes. Let's see if she gets all the way back up into the range high, which I think it has the potential to do so. You require no S&T? Correct. Yeah, no divergence. Okay, next. Moving on. Sorry. Is your model being taught anywhere? What do you mean? I'm teaching it right now. What do you mean? Teaching it right now. Just give me 1 second, guys. I mean, is there any material we can refer back while we're testing it ourselves? Yeah, absolutely. Let me send you guys actually this. I've given this out already, but I know some people kind of miss it. So let me give this to you guys. Alex's overall notes, share, and then copy link to anyone. Okay, so guys, I just put in chat actually. I just put in chat. I'm gonna do it right now. Alex T-Laz is me, so that Google Drive link is by me. I'm just sending it out right now. That includes around 50 pages of my own personal notes on my trading model, as well as just general information surrounding my model, trades that I've taken, market maker models, patterns, session information, again, mental psychology, journals, feedback loops. It's just 50 pages of a bunch of useful information. So the message should be pinned, yeah. So you guys can go ahead and just head over there, download it, copy it, do whatever. Just please, for the love of God, if you guys are going to share it somewhere, post it, whatever, just give me credit, because obviously I do take a lot of time on my work. So I don't mind giving it out for free, obviously, because I mean, it is what it is. It's just material. I write the notes anyways, but there is a lot of useful information on there. So all that I do ask, and the 260 of you on X is, holy shit, that's amazing. Thanks, man. Yeah, I got you. Whoa. Whoa. Appreciate you. Anyways, back to the backtest. Next session. Wow, why is this range so tiny compared to, whatever, maybe I'm bugging. That deserves a like or two, yeah. If you guys can like, and if you're on Twitter, head over to youtube.com/thelab.live to like. It's around, 49 pages of just generally useful information that I think every trader, or at least it's something that I would share with every trader, honestly. Seems like a really good scalping model. It is, which is why I'm typically always on the really, really low time frames. Okay, so here we actually have now a C2 above the range. Do we have a logical liquidity target? Not really, but where is the candle that swept? Let me head over to the one. Let's see where the one. But you can use the same for intraday. Yeah, absolutely. Let me bring this back one, because there we go. I want to be actually extra precise, and then what I'm going to look to do here is just target midpoint of the range for a 2R. I'm not a big fan of trading prior to 9:30 because it could just instantly stop us out. Yeah, instantly stopped out there, unfortunately, on that C2. That's okay. God, that is looking rough. So both the range high and the range low have been taken, which kind of leads me to lower probability. Let's see what the next 15-minute candle decides to do. And again, this is also applicable on the 5 if you guys want to trade the 5-minute C2s. It is completely and totally applicable on the 15 and the 5 C2s, this range, I mean. So far, we've created like 3 C2s. I'm not seeing anything I'm too big of a fan here. So I'm just going to potentially look to maybe skip this session, honestly. Got stopped out on that one, unfortunately. What we do have here is maybe, I prefer 30 to 3. Will that work? Yeah, absolutely. As long as you're marking out the range high and the range low, yeah. So let's see if we manage to get a 15-minute C2 here at this low, or if this thing just wants to dump. No confirmation, no C2. So unfortunately, I cannot take this as much as I would love to. Okay, and 10:45, 10, 11, basically 11 here. So I'm going to go ahead and skip the session, go on to the next one. Again, my trading window is only between 9 and 11. So I'm not looking to take any trades after 11. Low is 5 to 9 seconds to this range because it is typically just the overnight range. So yes, yeah. It's the window between London and New York, most likely accumulate, yeah. There's a deeper logic to it, but I think that maybe, knowing it isn't necessarily that important. I would rather, instead of trying to focus on why it is, I would say just backtest it for yourself and then find that out, right? Because whenever I give you guys suggestions and stuff, it's not for you guys to just take and be like, okay, oh, Alex said this. Alex said this. I'm just going to I'm going to put it in my fucking chart. I'm just going to try it. That's not what I expect you guys to do. I actually expect you to do the opposite, right? If I make a suggestion or if anybody on the team makes a suggestion, I think we all expect you guys to go out of your way and kind of test it before adding it, because your edge is the most crucial thing in this market, and it needs to be tested thoroughly. What's up, Tristro? How are you, brother? How's your trading been? Dude, today was rough for me. The same logic can be applied here, just to give you guys an example, right? 5 minutes C2. Candle that swept the previous high, or the range high, sorry. Which would be this one here. That becomes your order block once it's closed below. Then you look to target either the range low or the midpoint of the range. I didn't even want to trade, I wanted higher prices. Yeah, I feel you. Stop is above the high. Just giving you guys examples, right? The same logic is applied here. Confidently, yeah. But the reason being why I choose the 15 is because it's the one that gives the most confidence, right? Oops. It's the one that gives the most confidence. It's the one that I found works the most. I'm sorry, I was just getting rid of that order because I wanted to show you guys what the logic would be on the 5 and the 30. But now I'm just going to see if we can apply this on the 15. Can we get a 15-minute C2 here? Okay, so now we have a 15-minute C2 here. Whoops, sorry. 15-minute C2. Candle that swept. Right here. Look to short that. With the stop above the candle's high. Look to target the range low. Well, that's fucking criminal. Jesus. There we go. That's that closure. And that's the model, right? Same thing we were looking for. Range high, confirmed premium market, high and a premium. 30-second to 3-minute OB. We actually confirmed a 2-minute OB here with a 50-minute C2. LMAO, what a trade. Yeah, that would have stopped. I feel like that would have stopped me out break even in real time. But if you look at the backtesting data so far, we're going to head over here. We've taken a total of 151 trades, and we have a 63.33% win rate with this specific model, average win to loss ratio of 2.96, which means I'm managing my wins and my losses really well when it comes to size. And then my trade win percentage is actually 51.06%. So obviously the model has been doing really well. It's on a fantastic streak. But I expect this to change during one of these months because not all months and not all models have equal alpha throughout the entire year, right? So for this one, we've taken 151 trades. It has been from, when was this? This was February to August. So it's only been 6 months. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I need a lot more information for me to even validate this idea. So far, we have taken 151 trades, but I need more information for me to validate this. For example, this model here that I have, which is the OB model, which is typically the one that I trade on a daily basis. This has around 346 trades. This has a 55.45% win rate, 60.71 day percent win rate, and a 2.31 average win to loss ratio. You don't need the bias? No daily bias. But again, I do need to see a couple of red months, because if I don't see red months, then that means that there's something that's, I just don't like it. I need to validate both ends, right? Okay, moving on. Again, not all alpha for a model is created equally, like time-wise. If you, from January to December, your model will not perform the same exact way all the time. I'm just letting you guys know that right now. So at some point, I am expecting us to see some downside to this. Hey, Alex, is it coming home? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, yes, yeah. Sorry, I was so focused on like what we were doing. Is it coming home? Yes, it is. Good luck. The game is rigged. Wait, fuck me. Sorry. Okay, C2, range low. Logical liquidity target hit. C2 here, low taken. Wait, low taken at 0.90s. This is the candle that swept the low, which means I'm looking for longs out of that with a stop below the low. Lock it in, cuz. Sorry. Yeah. Man, you guys are throwing me off. Gonna look to target the range high. Not ideal. Not an ideal trade. But what I will do is actually, in these scenarios, I typically like to, what's it called? I typically like to trail my shit. Sorry. Oh, I didn't get triggered. Hold on. There we go. Oh, I need to lock in. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Whatever. We got a lower entry, whatever. Who cares? Stop loss at the order block low. Okay. Now let's see. That is moving so fast. Okay, so here, these are some of the moves that I like to see, right? Ideally, I would have liked to close, right? Or not would have liked to close, but I would have closed at a 1R. Are you putting the stop below the lower time candle that's with the C1 candle? Yes, I am. But if I see an opportunity to trail, then that's exactly what I'll do. So now I'm break even. We've swept the range low. We're consolidating. This looks like a really, really clear AMD. So there's nothing on this side of the curve that is telling me that we're going to potentially stop. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to let this thing go. I'm just going to let this thing go. If it wants to stop me break even, it happily can. But in a position like this, we've caught a nice expansion here. I want to just trail this potentially into the high if we can. And then if not, it is what it is. So there's 10 a.m. I'm watching the 15. Let's see if we can get a closure above the previous 15-minute high. That would be actually splendid. No closure there. Nice. Come on. 1032. Come on. Now we have the model printing against us, which I'm not a big fan of. But there's nothing against us currently on that, apart from that on the left side of the curve. So we close above the range high. Okay, so here now I can trail to the range high, secure that profit. Look to trail here as well. And then use deviations to, or projections. PD, save, and then look to add -2. So -2 would be the next projection that I look for if we're able to get up there. Beautiful. So you guys see how I'm managing this trade here. I'm gonna look to secure a couple more points. And I'm just letting this thing continuously go, right? There's nothing that's stopping me or nothing that has gone against me yet. So there's no reason for me to panic. There's no reason for me to close out. I'm just looking to trail this, right? We've already secured nearly more than 2R. If this wants to stop us out where we are, or if this wants to continue, either way, we end up with way more than what we thought, right? So we ended up closing around there at 3.26R, right? So again, whenever I'm trading a live account, I'm letting the trade run. You don't target static RR? No, I do on fundeds, but on a live account, I do not. I can't stop. I've been shifting to static RR for props, less stress, plus you get paid. Yeah, static RR for props is the way to go, for sure. On a live account, I typically just let my trades run. Whoever caught this short, congratulations, more power to you. But yeah, on a live account, I let those things just absolutely run. Okay, last trade here. Let's see if we get a banger. I mean, apart from that one, honestly, it was a really good one. Just the range high and the range lowest key levels. Correct. And then the premium and the discount on the 15-minute chart. Feels pretty simple, right, Ronnie? Right, Ronnie? So in this case, like I would need to see like I would need to see this low be taken at the 73s and the range low for me to consider longs. So let's see if we get a nice little sweep of the range low. Right, Ronnie? So we get no sweep here of the range low into a discounted price point. So I'm not really interested in taking anything here. So let's see if we manage to take out a low at a discounted price point here below the 85s. Need to see that range low go. Seems like it would be a good model for continuations during the day when the M15 swing high or low. FG are tapped. Yes, yeah. There are various ways you can treat the range. The way I'm treating it right now is because it's the way that I like to trade it, but there are... No, so the reason being is that if I don't see a clear order block on the 3, I switch to the 2. If I don't see a clear order block on the 2, I switch to the 1. Okay, kickoff. Last trade, all right? And then we'll go watch, everybody will go watch the game. Okay, so here now we have a potential for a C2 on the 15, which we did get actually. So see, we don't have a clear order block on the 3, the 2, or the 2, so I'm gonna go ahead and step over to the 1. It's gonna be right here. This is the order block. I'm gonna look to just buy it here. I don't want to be precise. Yeah, pretty much Trist. And then I'm gonna look to target the midpoint of the range, which is roughly around these highs, midpoint of the range. Let's see if we can actually get this to play. Come on, give us a banger. Come on. Yes, it's the candle that swept both lows. But yes. You've got it pretty much, Ronnie. That's exactly it. Oh, this looks really nice. So when you say you start on the 3, you also need M3 close above the M3 or B? Yes, correct, yeah. I'm pretty discretionary when it comes to picking the 1, the 2, or the 3. I don't really go above that. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Guys, come on. Let's go. Come on. Where is 2? Fuckers. I believe. Come on. Midpoint of the range is all we need. Any advice for intraday traders? Shit, that's a good question. Don't trade more than 4 times a day. Honestly, that's the best thing I can give you right now. This had to have been the longest trade ever. And it looks like we're just closing it out at the close. Yeah, closing this trade out for like 1.3 R because we did reach the close. Yeah, 1.3 R. Hey boys, banger of a session. We managed to pick up, I think it was like, how many trades did we take? I don't even know, close positions. I think like 10 trades, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 150, 160. We're now at 160 trades. So we are only missing 140 trades left to get to that 300 mark. But listen, it was an absolute pleasure to backtest with you all today. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Feel free to DM me on Instagram or shoot me a message on X. Thank you guys for watching on X. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Almost 300 of you on X. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Any questions, let me know. I'm going to cut this a little bit short here. I appreciate you guys. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the game. I will talk to you guys. Yeah. Peace.